So yeah, I'll do that, and then obviously you always sort of cross your fingers.
I'm down here. It's no bother.
Are you sure?
Hello,
Yes.
mate. How are you?
How you doing?
Good.
Honestly, I'm fine.
Do you want to go up there or?
No, we're going down here because we're both down here, so
Right,
it's
okay.
easier.
No worries.
Trust me, no worries.
All right.
All good.
See you in a bit.
Have a good one.
Yeah, so I'll go through the changes. Cross our fingers. We don't have a goal inside 30 seconds. That happened the other week when I was doing Bentley in the Knights.
I reckon try and strategically do that when the ball's out of play, if you can. Or, in fact, no, maybe not.
No, it'll be okay. It'll just.
No, in fact, it'll work unless it's. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because like if it looks like there's even a chance,
Yeah, correct.
we just snap back to the commentary.
Correct,
That's
yeah.
fine. But yeah, it'll be okay.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah, no, that's fine. Disregard.
That's okay. I've clicked on the bloody league here, not the cup. Idiot.
What are you looking for?
The stream.
It's on YouTube and Facebook and everything.
Yeah, I know. I've gone through.
You probably made it as hard as you can for yourself there, I'll be honest.
All right. Well, fuck it. Let's just go to YouTube. My internet's shit, so it doesn't really matter where I watch it. It'll probably. We're gonna do a test, are we?
Yeah, all good with the stream?
Yeah, I got it on YouTube.
Yeah, right. Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Test 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's okay. All right.
Love setting records.
Now, the other thing that we should probably discuss, even though it's look at that font. Just this weird fucking low-hanging cloud.
Yeah.
Obviously, it could go to penalties.
It could go to penalties.
So if it does, I reckon we take it in turns of calling each kick.
Yeah.
You start.
Yeah.
You call the first one.
Yeah.
Brent, how you doing?
Good evening, Ollie. Nice and cool out here at Jack Edwards Reserve, but looking forward to this Tuesday evening cup football between two teams who know each other well, and they've played each other on the big stage a few times, haven't they? And here they are again, looking forward to it.
Two Victorian footballing behemoths, you certainly are right, and we'll take you through the starting lineups for both sides, starting with Heidelberg, who's starting goal. Bit of a surprise, Nick Eresh is the goalkeeper tonight. Also playing for Heidelberg tonight is number 4, Milan Roberts, 5 is Aidan Fetahugic, 6, Joey Fradic, 8, Dom Fowler, 9, Adrian Zara, 13, Costa Petratos, 14, Kane Shepherd, 17, Josh Pinn, 18, Anthony Theodoropoulos, 19 is Sean Ellis. And that is your starting 11 for Heidelberg. And for Bentley, they're in goal. Number 1, Piers Clark. 3, Jacob Alexander. 4, Ben Carrigan. 5, Jack Webster. 6, Corey Sewell. 7, Ajak Riak. 8, George Lambadarides. 11, Lucas Derrick. 17, Danny
season between two of the competition's premier sides. Referee today is Jasmine Steger. Coach for Calder United is the recently announced head coach of the Western United A-League team, the new expansion side in the A-League Women's next season, Mark Torcaso. Congratulations to him on that appointment. And the coach for Bulleen is, of course, Caitlin Friend. Just about ready after going through the pre-match formalities and photos and huddles. About ready to kick off here at ABD Stadium. Bulleen will be licking their wounds after going down to South Melbourne over the weekend. Can they turn around their troubling run of form here in the Cup? Calder United in the green and black. Of course, those are the colours that many of their players will be wearing in the A-League Women's next season. Or so we're led to believe. Here's Raquel Dorellis, who gets us kicked off, I should say. And here's Alex Sinclair, the veteran, the leader, wearing the captain's armband and the number 18 jersey. Always one to watch. Has won so much in her time in Victorian football. And Calder United have the early running here. Bulleen trying to play their way through trouble. Interception missed, but it'll be cleaned up at the back. Bulleen playing with good intensity to start this one, and Leah Previtelli has the throw on the far side. Trying to fashion space for the cross is Alana Janchevsky. It's cleared by The Calder United defence and a speculative shot from range. Never any real danger of troubling Alyssa Daloste. Duralis. It's a lovely ball in behind for Harriet Withers to chase, and she has the pace. It's well defended by Bulleen. Withers onto the second ball. Forced backwards to Sardo. Sinclair, Duralis breaks down the 1-2. Doesn't quite come off. And Garton is able to take a breath and gather and send her team up the pitch with this long punt. Good layoff too, and Little puts the ball in behind for Leah Privatelli to chase. She goes down. Looks to be in some pain as well. Appeals for a penalty from the Bulleen players. Belatedly so. And Leah Privatelli still down on the deck, and now the referee stops play and allows her to get some medical attention. And on comes the physio. Very worrying for FC Bulleen Lions. Their talisman, their star player, stricken early on. Looks like it could be an arm or a shoulder injury. Just fell awkwardly after that challenge. I think the Bulleen captain and the stand-in Melbourne Victory captain when they won the championship last year will try and continue. So we restart with the drop ball. And Bulleen do the sporting thing and give it back to Calder. Daloste opting against the short option. And Leah Privatelli is back on the pitch, running slightly gingerly with that left arm, almost in a brace position. Duralis for Withers. Low cut back for Sinclair. Duralis' first touch just let her down at the crucial moment as Alex Sinclair squeezed it through the gap. Another chance here though, Calder. Persistence pays off for Calder United there. Melissa Taranto chasing what looked like a lost cause all the way to the touchline and winning a throw. Duralis. Double marked. Goes in with a late slide tackle and will be penalised for it. Looked to have a little bearing on the pass as well, and Calder could have been away, so perhaps a costly foul. Of course, these two sides playing for the chance to meet South Melbourne in the Cup final after their incredible comeback against Heidelberg United at Jack Edwards Reserve last week. It's flicked on for Bulleen. Can they fashion their first chance? It's a lovely ball in behind and a last-ditch sliding challenge. Perfectly timed. Fantastic work from Julia Sardo. Denying a surefire goal-scoring opportunity for TJ Vlanic. Now it's an in-swinging corner. They're crowding the 6-yard box, but that delivery won't reach it into the side netting. Sinclair lays it off. Flag goes up against Dorellis. Calder coming out with the loose ball in midfield again, despite Bulleen's best efforts. It's down the line for Raquel Dorellis. Sinclair has drifted central, but couldn't stretch and find that one. It's cleared by Bulleen. Caitlin O'Brien had a lot more time than she knew. Withers. Playing Sinclair in behind her. Second touch just a little heavy. Trying to recycle possession. The pass a little short. And Calder United concede the foul. Apologies forthcoming immediately for the challenge on Alana Byrne. Looks as if Corey Kane was the culprit. It's Byrne. Throw for Dolzan on the far side. And a free kick for Calder. That's the experience of Alex Sinclair on show. Picking her moment to dive in with the tackle and just nip ahead of Emily Dolzan and take the contact, win the free kick. And pressure relieved. Now Dorellis is troubling the Bulleen defence again. Not altogether a convincing clearance. Straight to Sinclair, and she wins the free kick again. And it looks as if Bulleen are preparing an early change, and it could well be an injury-enforced one. Leah Privatelli going down in the early stages and still holding her shoulder a little awkwardly. Be a costly loss. She's soldiering on at the moment. She's the one player in the Bulleen wall here. Delivery doesn't reach the box after the short routine, and now Bulleen have a chance to break. The counter-attack breaks down. Take two. It's Emily Dolzan. Turns on the afterburners. Free player at the far post. But the ball won't get there. And Corey Kane manages to clear. It's O'Brien. In bravely. And now here go Calder. Looking for Duralis. She's outnumbered. Does well. Corey Kane threads it through the gap for Alex Sinclair. Calder corner. Bulleen not going to commit the cardinal sin of making a sub while defending a corner. And the long-range try from Calder United comes to nothing. And now we will see that change. Alex Natoli is the player who's been summoned. And we won't have that change just yet. There was a bit of jewellery that had to be removed there. Just as well it was spotted in time before she received a yellow card. It's out to Privatelli, still soldiering on for the time being. Thumped into the first defender, now O'Brien. Again, it's another great tackle. Julia Sardo has been exceptional in her defensive work. And in fact, Privatelli stays on the pitch. And it's a change at the back instead. Privatelli with the cross in, showing no ill effects now. Sinclair put her body on the line there, but wasn't rewarded. Here goes Harriet Withers. Taking on all comers here, Withers, but it's straight at Gabby Garton. Excellent pass for Privatelli here, but good cover. Just confirming that change, it was Alessia Tavia who came off, a straight swap at centre-back. Not the change I was anticipating, but maybe another player had an injury problem, or Caitlin Friend spotted a problem that she needed to fix there and then in the back line. Julia Sardo's pass off the mark there. O'Brien. Ball bounced back to her. Headed clear by Calder. Duralis. Hooked out of trouble. Withers onside as she comes back. Here's Taranto. Shields the ball really well. Now it's forward to Duralis. Central defenders opting not to go with her, and now the midfielders pick up the slack. Privatelli's layoff wasn't heavy enough. Good layoff by Taranto. Dorelis thought she spotted the run of Withers on the near touchline, but Withers was instead offering to feet. Garton off her line to clear the danger. And we've got a Calder throw. Well, it's a wet night here in Broadmeadows. Calder coaching staff objecting to being asked to sit in a puddle by the fourth official. Meanwhile, here goes Sinclair putting plenty of pressure on. Can Bulleen get out? It's a one-woman press from Alex Sinclair and it comes off. Taranto. Kane. Intercepted by Little. And a nutmeg from Privatelli, it looked like. The dribble was superb. The pass less so. Now players sliding everywhere in the wet. It's headed on. But the flag is up against Leah Privatelli. Taranto. Caitlin O'Brien will see this one into touch. Byrne goes back to the centre backs. In this case, it's Lani Johnson. Into Privatelli. Now Danchevsky lets it run. Roger. Out to Vlanic. TJ Vlanic in the one-on-one. She'll have to settle for the throw. Eventually it was Rossi who came across to help, but Julia Sardo did well to stall the progress of a seasoned A-League women's campaigner in TJ Vlanic. So many seasons for Melbourne City in the bank, so many titles as well, playing now under Rado Vidicic. Here's Vlanic. Takes up a more advanced role at NPL level than the wing-back spot she usually occupies for her club. Withers. Coughs up possession to Byrne. Here's Rosie Roger. Takes on the dribble herself. No options in front. She's eventually met with a crunching challenge from Corey Kane. Roger helps it on. Delivery from Danchevsky. Couldn't hit the mark. Here goes Alana Cern. Very well done, but the pass is not matching the dribble again. It's been the story of this game so far. Quality, promising build-up work, and then giveaways at the crucial moment. And that's why it remains 0-0. Taranto. Calder run out of room on that far side. Sinclair collected. Natoli. Out to O'Brien. Vlenich. O'Brien making the overlapping run, but Vlenich can't squeeze it past Julia Sardo. Here's Withers. Alana Byrne attacking. A good clearance from Corey Kane. Even if it was a bit of friendly fire for her own bench. Into Janchevsky, I should say. And now Roger lays it off and coughs it up under pressure from Kane, whose physicality in the challenge has dominated that midfield so far. No way past for Sinclair. Emily Dolzan using every trick in the book to try and stop her progress. See that throw and just slipped out of the hands of Emily Dolzan in the wet. Calder can't quite capitalise. Lay off from Withers. Now Cern. Good interception from Corey Kane. Vlenich goes back to O'Brien. Tries to play the pass down the line for Rosie Roger to chase. But the angle was too acute. Taranto under pressure here. Janchevsky plays in Vlenich. She had Privatelli trying to get there at the far post, but she slipped at the crucial moment. Trickles harmlessly to Alyssa Daloste in the end. And now they've got some numbers forward. It's Dorellis who tries it herself. Square to Withers might have been on earlier in the move. It's a comfortable save for Garton. Little slides it forwards for Privatelli. Out wide in the one-on-one now. Second defender arriving. She takes on both of them. And bundles her way past the third. There's a deflection on the cross, and it's a Bulleen corner this time. Which Alana Janchevsky will take. Again, they crowd the 6-yard area with 3 attacking players. Whipped in low. No problems for Kane. Now it's Alana Cern breaking from midfield, and she's got Duralis ahead of her if she can find the number 10. Johnson across in time. Calder ball. Gain a few yards up the left-hand touchline. Good challenge from Roger, but the ball breaks Calder's way. Last touch off a Calder player there, just cannoned off the shins of Corey Kane. Good work from Alana Byrne. It's one of those nights where tenacity could win the day, as opposed to quality. We know Raquel Duralis has some quality. She can conjure it up. She has a heels clip, but manages to keep her feet somehow. Promising run comes to nothing in the end, other than a Calder United throw. Should be straightforward enough for Alex Natoli, although it's ended up at the feet of a Calder midfielder. Rossi out to Sato. Vlenic goes for the back heel, but can't keep it in play. Been a very tight contest so far. Could take one mistake or one moment of quality to break this game open. Forward by Kane. Sinclair, who swapped to the right flank. O'Brien slipped. Calder have had more of the possession and more of the territory in this game. They've had few clear-cut chances to show for it. Julia Sardo up from fullback. Her defensive work has been eye-catching. Could she contribute in the attack? Instead, it's Duralis who sends the cross in for an absentee striker. Probably would have needed Duralis on the end of that one rather than delivering the cross. Again, Bulleen give it away. Sense a bit of growing frustration from Vlenic and others on the continued giveaways. Kane snuffs out another counter-attack. Well done by Lani Johnson. But the ball comes out to Withers anyway. And now Duralis could be in behind, but the flag is up late. She finds the side netting anyway. But it wouldn't have counted. Raquel Duralis straying the wrong side of the last defender. Looks like Privatelli is just going to continue to soldier on, running a little bit more freely now. When she first picked up the knock. Withers. Janchevsky tries to take on her marker. Gets it back from Privatelli. Janchevsky maybe trying to do a little bit too much there. She's been struggling to get involved in the game. Now Caitlin O'Brien with a good 50-50 win. Vlenich forced to turn and chase. Encouraged forward by her coach. Julia Sardo, again jockeying well. And now Lani Johnson going through the back of Raquel Durales. Rossi to send it long and diagonal. Natoli up for the free header. Little losing out to Corey Kane. Now Harriet Withers has the beating of her marker. Going to the byline, good cross. It's off Natoli and out for a goal kick. Here's the verdict. A less than popular one among the Calder United players and bench. Perhaps the ball just ricocheted back off the attacker as it crossed the touchline. Withers again, causing headaches. But Emily Dolzan does enough. Good footwork from Rosie Roger. Passing options ahead of her were less than ideal. Alana Byrne loses out here. And Durales could be away. And the cut back to Withers is good. Tries to take Natoli around the outside. Checks back. The long shot coming in. That's a tame one from Julia Sardo. For a moment there, it looked like Calder United could be in. Rossi. Sardo. Taranto. Natoli under the pump and has to clear. Ball came off Taranto. Looks to be reaching for a lower back or a hip there after falling awkwardly. Closing down from Withers. Return pass over hit from Sinclair. It's been a little bit disjointed from Calder United. They've won the loose balls they need to in the middle of the park, but those transitions have broken down too easily. Sliding challenge to Duralis. Forward by Byrne. Sato clears the danger, and now Withers in the 50-50 with O'Brien, but Caitlin O'Brien's done pretty well here. A little step over. She's outnumbered on that touchline, but she's won the throw. Excellent work by the Bulleen left back. Now Vlanic in space for the quick throw. TJ Vlanic delivers. Might fall for Privatelli, not quite. Alana Cern coming across to make the clearance. Now Sinclair skips past one. Another good challenge from Byrne. And the release to Vlanic is good this time. Calder United managed to clear their lines. Withers not going to keep that one in play. Bulleen throw. This semi-final still so delicately poised. Sardo for Taranto. Duralis. Back to Sardo. Forced into the rush clearance by the sliding challenge of Vlanic. Janchevsky holding the ball up. Vlanic sells the dummy. Great interception by Sardo. And now Sinclair. Getting the better of Alana Byrne. Taranto. Withers check one way and was just wrong-footed by the pass. She almost recovered. Harriet Withers. Bags of pace. Player who's represented both Melbourne City and Melbourne Victory in the A-League Women. And now Alex Sinclair has intercepted Gabby Garton's throw. Breaks down with Melissa Taranto. Caitlin Friend unhappy with her side's failure to clear their lines, and they could pay for it here. Taranto for Sinclair. Needs an option, needs a runner. Eventually it comes from Sardo. Early ball. Duralis trying to fashion space for the turn, but the ball wouldn't sit for her. Montana Matthews now. Can't find Sinclair's feet. As the planes go over Broadmeadows Valley Park. Neither side has quite taken off here. Calder United, though, look to be on the runway. Everything's clicked for them except the final third. Certainly prohibitive favourites coming into this game after Bulleen's recent form. Would be a major upset if FC Bulleen Lions can pull this off. Cup football, anything can happen. It's 0-0. Natoli under the pump. Does really well. But she slips on the release. And it falls kindly for Bulleen. Back with Dakic. Sinclair gets the return. Well-timed challenge from Emily Dolzan. And now the eyes are up. Looking for the quick release. The big switch. Vlanich is lurking here, but Sardo very, very composed. Looks like Alana Cern was collected behind play there, but advantage paid with Withers. Can't beat Natoli with the cross. She had Duralis waiting for it in the middle. Now here's Privatelli. Shot deflected and wide. Corner kick for Bulleen. That's the kind of situation where it can all turn very, very quickly. A botched clearance. A loose ball. It's Dolzan across to take. We'll have 1 minute added at the end of this first half. Could Bulleen snatch something here? Oh, it's a shanked clearance there. That could have gone anywhere from Natasha Dakic. Ended up on the roof of her own net, and she's very, very lucky. Take two from Dolzan. Dakic can't quite clear. She heads into the ground, but Alyssa Del Oste is able to get to the loose ball quickly enough. Sporting the Batman-style face mask tonight. Calder goalkeeper. It's in early from Vlanich. Cleared skywards. The ball drops inside their own 6-yard box, Calder, and all of a sudden, they're under the pump. Withers. Battling with O'Brien and eventually coming out with the ball. Hooked forward by Sardo. Duralis holds the ball up well, but Taranto's early ball to Sinclair didn't reach its intended target. Sinclair still trying to make something of it. Rossi, good challenge. Matthews forward. In fact, it was Montana Matthews there, not Sinclair, who temporarily switched places with her captain. The Calder left back. Duralis. Winning the ball from Bulleen's own throw, Raquel Duralis. O'Brien had to clear and does. Danger not away yet. Long range try from Sinclair is blocked. And that will be half-time here in the Nike FC Cup. Calder United have had the edge in the first half in terms of the balance of play, but it just hasn't quite connected for them in the final third. Final pass, letting them down so far. Bulleen have had a few opportunities as well, particularly off set pieces and down the flanks through TJ Vlanic and Leah Privatelli. It's been their most productive outlet. But this cup tie is still so delicately poised. Who will come up with that bit of quality in the second half to book their spot in the Nike FC Cup final against South Melbourne? Still an open question here at Broadmeadows Valley Park. The halftime score is Bulleen Lions 0, Calder United 0. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to get back underway for the second half of this Nike FC Cup semi-final. Got a change at the break for Bulleen. Remember, it is interchange substitutions in the Cup. Looks like Rosie Roger is coming off. And coming on, number 4, Simone Vass, to play on the right-hand side with Leah Privatelli seemingly moving into a more central role. Score is 0-0 at the break between Calder United and FC Bulleen Lions. The winner, by hook or by crook, by regular time or by extra time, will book their spot in the Nike FC Cup final against South Melbourne. We have to have a winner tonight. Calder have looked the more likely, but neither team has really mustered a clear-cut opportunity. Bulleen, of course, in their maroon, kicking from left to right. Calder United in their green and black, thanks to their relationship with Western United, the new A-League women's team coming in as an expansion side next season. Head coach of Calder is the new head coach of the Western United women, Mark Torcaso. You can imagine he will draw heavily from this Calder United squad to make up his inaugural A-League collection. It'll be great to see some Victorian-based talent get a run in Western United's inaugural season, develop some of the local players. There's been a criticism levelled at some of the Melbourne clubs, notably Melbourne City, that they've drawn too heavily from interstate. Forwards by Corey Kane. Breaks down with Montana Matthews, picking the wrong pass. Dakic into Cern. Away by Alexia Rossi. Now Withers, bringing the ball down for Duralis. Sardo has too much ground to make up here, and Alexia Natoli will have to intervene after initially looking to shield that ball to the touchline. Withers with the cross. Nearly fell for Sinclair. She does have it now. And the shot from Kane is thumped into the first defender. She chases down the rebound herself. Just a heavy touch as she tries to go to the byline. Again, another promising moment for Western United. Peters out. So both sides playing identical 4-2-3-1 formations. Sinclair, Taranto. Duralis laying the slide challenge. Taranto winning the header, but it doesn't quite reach Harriet Withers. Now Vlanic. Little. Dolzan's done really well there. Sinclair was waiting in space. They restart with Natasha Dakic. Duralis. Lani Johnson nipping in time. Now Cern. Lovely shape on the pass. And Caitlin O'Brien was quick enough to get there ahead of Julia Sardo. Janchevski taking up a deeper role. Try and get her more involved in the build-up play. She cut an isolated figure up front in the first half. Bulleen ball. Some of the Calder players complaining about that decision. Looks as if Calder will prepare another change in a couple of minutes. Montana Matthews had to take evasive action there, or decisive action at the back. It's fed forward to Withers. O'Brien was too tight, and Withers has turned her marker. And now there's 2 to aim for in the middle. Doesn't beat Alex Natoli. It's 2v2 in the box. Vlanich, Janchevski. Well marshalled by Corey Kane. Holding midfielder has thrived in these conditions. Certainly doesn't mind a bit of the rough stuff. Bit of the unfashionable defensive work at the base of midfield. Now referee stopping play for a talking to. And maybe a yellow card here. Or perhaps not. Privatelli still running with a slight hesitance, a slight limp after the heavy knock she picked up in the first half. Johnson in well, fouled by Duralis. It's a good marking job there by Lani Johnson. Now Dolzan. Out to Simone Vass. Just took one touch too many there to set herself for the cross. And it trickled over the byline for a goal kick. Kane. Sinclair with the nutmeg. Great footwork from Alex Sinclair. Holds off Dolzan for the time being. It's a one-on-one chase down the touchline. Dolzan eventually gets in front. What persistence from the right back. Never gave up on the cause, even if it looked like Alex Sinclair had the upper hand. Be a change up front for Calder United. Looks like Raquel Duralis will be substituted. Now Alana Cern, who does pose a threat from range. Here she is again. Bulleen not being so kind as to provide her with the space she was looking for. And now Natoli's header doesn't clear the danger. It's a bit of chaos in the penalty area, but eventually it breaks for Gabby Garton. Wow. Heavy collision. Corey Kane uncompromising in the challenge once again. was legal. I don't think the referee has blown for a free kick, but one of the Bulleen players has come off a little worse for wear. I think it might be TJ Vlanich, who doesn't go down on the deck without cause. The impact was audible from here, from our broadcast position on the near side. As always, TJ Vlanich winces and gets on with it. Elegantly done by Janchevski. Vlanich still almost playing on one leg. Alana Byrne. Missed interception there. Beaten by the bounce. Was Aroha Little. Johnson out of the back line. Withers nips past her. Sinclair. Withers. Looks to beat Little for pace. The touch is heavy and it's behind for a Bulleen goal kick, and now we will see that change. And off comes Raquel Dorellis. Stacey Papadopoulos is the new striker up front for Calder United. Looks like she's actually going to play on the left-hand side, with Sinclair moving to central target position. Kane. First touch for Papadopoulos. It's fed through for Sinclair. She can't believe she's missed. The best chance of the night falls to the most experienced campaigner, and Alex Sinclair had more time than she knew. It stabbed wide off the outside of her right boot. The Calder United captain had her head in her hands. Insult to injury, she's ruled offside. Immediate impact from Papadopoulos, whether she dummied the ball and let it run or got a little touch off the heel to feed the ball through to Alex Sinclair. She just snatched at it, just stabbed at the ball when she could have put her foot round it or through it. Dolzan has run out of room. It's a good header in the end from Sinclair, and now it's Stacey Papadopoulos, who's added some industry and energy off the bench. Withers is offside as we now hear the whistle. Last touch off O'Brien. Calder throw. It's been all Calder United this half. Not complete domination by any means, but Bulleen have rarely ventured into the final third. Alyssa Daloste in the distinctive headwear tonight. Dakic for Papadopoulos. Spins Dolzan. Pass just evades Taranto. Now Rossi has some work to do. Coolly done. Excellent from Alana Cern. Out to Matthews. Space ahead of her. As Papadopoulos timed this, she hasn't. Aroha Little hustled for it, but eventually it trickles over the touchline. Papadopoulos collected by Janchevsky. Interesting to hear a little bit of positional feedback from Bulleen's coach for Simone Vass. Telling her she has to be a little bit more decisive with her movement. She's either got to stay or go. Withers. Turns O'Brien. Harriet Withers gets the shot on target. It's pretty much straight at Gabby Garton. And now Harriet Withers looks to have fallen really awkwardly here. And there's immediate concern for the Calder United winger. Well, Bulleen not hanging around. They're immediately into their huddle. And Harriet Withers back to her feet. But from the looks of things, she's going to need the help of teammates to make it to the byline, and she will play no further part tonight. We can just cross our fingers for Harriet Withers and hope it's not the serious injury that it looks like. Really unfortunate for Harriet Withers personally. An A-League women's season around the corner. And for Calder United to lose one of their premier attacking talents in such an important game. Ava Grober will be the replacement. Kohler temporarily down to 10. Cross comes Dakic. And here comes the change. Number 9, Ava Grober, coming on to replace the stricken Harriet Withers. Sinclair with the layoff. Forwards by Taranto. Dolzan's header back. Falls kindly for the substitute, getting her first touch on the ball. Dolzan making up for her error immediately. Sinclair missed it. But she's won it back and she's slid in strongly. Now another Western United player on the deck. Sinclair just getting herself back to her feet behind plate. Alana Byrne limping. We've got to stop the game here with 3 players in trouble. Corey Kane will shake that one off. Alana Byrne might not be so lucky, and Alex Sinclair is still in a bit of trouble as well. Another very heavy collision. We've had a few tonight. Well, all taken in good humour by Alana Byrne. You're a beast, she yells to Corey Kane. It's a pretty fair assessment of the tough tackling Calder United midfielder tonight. It's a poor pass from Dakic. And now Janchevski goes from range. Alana Janchevski, she's one of those players out there who can come up with something magic. Can threaten from long distance. It's down the line for Papadopoulos. Looking to take on Natoli. In fact, she's got a runner from deep who's collected. And it's a free kick outside the area, and we're going to have a yellow card here. Lani Johnson, the first player in the book. And good to see Harriet Withers walking back to the bench under her own steam. Great opportunity for Calder to make the most of this set piece chance. There's 2 in the wall for Bulleen. There's plenty of runners to track. Alana Cern was unmarked for a moment. Done a bit of reorganising. Into the danger area. It's allowed to bounce. Missed by Janchevski, but she'll clear at the second attempt. Grober. Kane. Eyes up and spots the run of Julia Sardo, but can't find her. Cern can. O'Brien into the challenge, and it's a Calder throw. It's a freezing wet night in Broadmeadows. You can come up with that bit extra. Caitlin Friend calling for more intensity from her players. Laid off by Privatelli. It's short. It's a wonderful sliding challenge, I think, from Papadopoulos. And she's in again, and this time cleans up the player instead. Natoli sends it long. Came off Rossi's shoulder, I think. Had her arm pressed into her body just in case. Sinclair. A run from deep from Grober is well timed. But Dolzan with the crucial last-ditch challenge. She's had some big moments this evening, Emily Dolzan. In one-on-one scenarios, she's come out on top repeatedly. And Bulleen continue to frustrate Calder United here. Janchevsky. Vlanich winning it back high up the pitch. She's onto it again. Combining with Janchevsky, who sends TJ Vlanich wide. No room to squeeze the cross through. She'll get another attempt here. Another bite at the cherry. And there's a Calder United player down. We've had a number of injury stoppages tonight, but Alana Cern will bring herself back to her feet and soldier on. It's that kind of night. It's a semi-final, and both these sides are desperate for a result. Referee temporarily stopping play to check on Alana Cern. We'll clarify one of her earlier decisions, perhaps. Sinclair pulls up lame again. Blocks the clearance, though. Vass. Substitute wins out Simone Vass. Now here's Taranto. Dolzan has been nigh on unbeatable tonight in that right back spot. So, certainly in the second half. She has been immense. And again, there's no way through for Melissa Taranto. Will be a corner. Short option is on for Alana Cern, who does fancy a shot from range. It's deflected and onto the crossbar. They couldn't come any closer. And Bulleen seemingly haven't read the scouting report on Alana Cern, who loves to strike from distance, and she was given all the room she needed. A vicious deflection, and the crossbar is still rattling. It's in again for Grober. It misses everybody. And Caitlin Friend is absolutely furious with her defence. Dakic squares for Rossi. Papadopoulos. That was a bit special. She's past two. Ball didn't break for her. Now there's another big collision. Cern getting back to her feet. Here's Taranto. Ava Grober trying to split the gap. Back with Kane. Finds the overlapping run of Montana Matthews, who's past Dolzan and into the area. Can she find a teammate? It's deflected and cleared by O'Brien. Now Privatelli. Dakic has to win this challenge, and she does. There was a free runner. If Leah Privatelli could have turned her marker there. And now we might see another booking. Yes, the yellow card is out. Alana Janchevsky will prepare to take this one. Alex Natoli making her way up from the back. Janchevsky's delivery is short. Now Grober just turns and goes. There's no one ahead of her. Cern. Papadopoulos looks up. Finds Grober. Now Kane. Out to Matthews. Can she get past Dolzan again? She does. Montana Matthews goes for the shot herself. It floats harmlessly over the crossbar, but they're getting through now. They're cutting through this Bulleen defence. It's only a matter of time at this rate. Can Bulleen Lions lift themselves and cling on? Papadopoulos, intelligently done. She drives it in low, but Alana Burns in the way. Could the break be on here? Privatelli is down for Janchevsky. Dakic across. A bit of contact behind play there, which perhaps the referee didn't see. Alana Janchevsky up in arms about it. Bulleen corner. Well done by Privatelli to win that one. Emily Dolzan all the way across from right back to take it. And again, they crowd the 6-yard area, Bulleen. It's to the front post. Met by a Calder head. Laid off by Vass. Cross couldn't beat the first defender, and now Papadopoulos. Jinks past the challenge. And feeds Grober. She's 1v1. Ava Grober. Takes on her defender. Could she go all the way here? Ava Grober still going. A great run. And the finish was lacking. Superb individual effort. The ball just bobbled on her at the wrong moment. She completely sliced the shot. Didn't make proper contact with the ball whatsoever. Very promising on the dribble, though. Could she go one better here? Taking on Dolzan. Papadopoulos. Taranto. Shielding the ball well. And spinning her marker, Taranto! Unbelievable goal! Every every single Calder United player, even the goalkeeper, running the length of the pitch to celebrate. And that goal is worth celebrating. So many nearly moments. They've been on top for the entire second half. But that was the moment of quality they'd been searching for. Melissa Taranto. An incredible strike. Just 10 to play here, and now Bulleen have to respond. She knew exactly what she was doing as well. From the moment she stood the ball up and shielded it against her marker in the penalty area on that acute angle. You could see what she was imagining in her head, and she executed it to perfection. The spin, the left-footed curler, finds the top bin. And that could send Calder United on their way to the Nike FC Cup final. Now Johnson in a bit of strife here. Laid off by Grober. Taranto. Papadopoulos on the turn. Can't quite match the feet of her teammate. Well, if that's the goal that decides this semi-final, it's a worthy strike. Grober. Now look at the confidence of these Calder players. Taranto fancies a second. She's stopped at the last by Alex Natoli. Suddenly the shackles are off. Suddenly Calder United are playing the flowing attacking football that we're used to seeing from them. What a difference a goal makes. Bulleen have made it hard for them tonight, yes. Want a kick taken short, but the resistance has been broken. Kane. Sinclair. Thought about the early cross. Instead, she lays it back. It's a deep delivery. Garton comes and doesn't collect. She's bailed out by Dolzan. Natoli. Just looking for the big switch. Calder United close her down in time. Vlanic. Back with Natoli. And Bulleen trying to play their way out and struggling to find gaps here in the Calder press. Natoli opts for the long one. Montana Matthews heads down and Alana Byrne applying the pressure. Now it's Simone Vass. Cuts inside. Cern goes direct. It's not what her captain was after. O'Brien. Janchevsky offering. Takes it around the corner and Cern applying enough pressure. Julia Sardo making the interception. And it's Corey Kane. Out to Cern. Ava Grober losing out. The interception. Now a burst of pace and an excellent delivery to the near post. Quite enough angle on it to meet the run of Sinclair. Believe that was Alana Cern. She's had her moments tonight. Now Dakic beaten by the bounce here. And Privatelli has just injured that shoulder that has plagued her since the start of the game. I wonder whether she's playing through serious injury there, the way she's holding that arm. O'Brien. Caitlin O'Brien into the 50-50. Bravely, but now it's Flanich. Clean win of the ball. Good chance to deliver the cross. That's just short of her teammates. Sinclair did well. Now Stacey Papadopoulos. It's 1-on-3 here, and Alana Byrne makes the tackle. Not a bad outcome for Calder in that situation, though. Not at all. Montana Matthews will take her time. Well, the approach from Bulleen here, having to totally change. It's a difficult mindset to shift after you've been locked in your own half. Just trying to cling on. At the moment it looks like Calder who's the more likely to pinch a second. Could that change? Janchevsky for Bulleen. She was looking for Vlanic. Papadopoulos. Time for Taranto to turn. Takes it down the line. Melissa Taranto. Good burst of pace there. Holds off Dolzan. Well, happy enough to hold it in the corner here. Calder throw. If you're just joining us, you've missed a bit of Melissa Taranto brilliance. Spinning her marker on an acute angle on the right-hand side of the penalty area and curling a left-footed shot into the top corner. Send her teammates into raptures. Here goes Sinclair to the byline. Alex Sinclair off the outside of the boot. She kept it in, but it's straight into the arms of Gabby Garton. About to have another Calder change. Talevsky preparing to come on. Pass from Dolzan. Bulleen needs something and fast. Privatelli hooks it behind the defence. Dakic intervening for Calder. carrying the ball out herself. Papadopoulos, just a little heavy for her. Now Vass and Calder have a centre-back out of position. Not enough options forward for Privatelli, and it's gathered by Alyssa Daloster. Still we wait for that call to change. That ball forwards from Natoli. Well, let's stay in play here. It's slowed right up. And Vlanich keeps it in. O'Brien. Papadopoulos to clear for Calder. It's blocked. Vass. That ball from Natoli looked to be trickling harmlessly out of play. Now it's still alive for Bulleen. He's played the conditions there to perfection. Little. Heavy pass and Vass can't control. We're into stoppage time here. And that could just about be that for FC Bulleen Lions. I have had some stoppages in this half, of course. Harriet Withers going down with what looked like a pretty serious injury. Ellie Talevsky coming on. Alana Cern to be replaced. Almost broke the deadlock, Alana Cern, with her long-range drive that deflected onto the crossbar. In the end, it's Melissa Taranto who grabs the glory. Now Byrne lost her balance. Alex Sinclair almost won it off Lani Johnson. Away by Rossi. It's desperation football from Bulleen. Sent long by Byrne. Vlanich brings it down on the deck. Sends it in early for Privatelli. Too high for her. Papadopoulos checks past the tackle of Emily Dolzin. Here goes Papadopoulos. Sinclair couldn't control it. She's got through a power of work tonight, Alex Sinclair, as she always does, the veteran. Head coach Mark Torcaso has described her as an extension of him on the pitch. So in lockstep, captain and coach. It's been a core part of what has made this Calder United team so successful. And she'll cop the yellow card there for delaying the restart of play. Little. 1-2 with Janchevski. Vlanich. Last chance saloon here for Bulleen. It's Privatelli. Around the corner she goes down. Referee weighs it off. I think it was an appeal more out of hope and desperation and injustice. Johnson. Headed away by Matthews. And that's the final whistle. And Calder United are in the final thanks to one spectacular strike from Melissa Taranto, spinning her marker and curling the ball into the top corner to send them on their way. And this team, they're serial winners, and they've done it again tonight. They're up against it. As Bulleen put in a determined second half shift and nearly kept them out. See Bulleen Lions, they made it competitive, but once they went a goal down, that shift to try and attack and go and find an equaliser proved a doomed quest. The Nike FC Cup final will be contested by South Melbourne and Calder United once again. Thank you for joining us here on the live stream. I've been Josh Parrish, and the final score here at ABD Stadium is FC Bulleen Lions 0, Calder United 1.